Let me talk about something real quick. Hey guys, I'm Allie. I'm a YouTuber and I talk about whatever I want, so strap in, get comfortable. This could be a while. Today I'm going to talk about something that infuriates me, which is these influencers continuing to party through this pandemic. I haven't seen my grandparents in an entire year, and all they do is act privileged and go and party. This is not a surface level issue. It speaks to the privilege that these influencers have, and I will go a little bit more in depth into that. In the meantime, before I do, please like this video and subscribe, because this is something that definitely needs to be talked about because it's a serious topic. Alright, I'm gonna get right into it. This is gonna be like me talking to a friend because I just need to get this off my chest. So we have these influencers. I spend a lot of my time on TikTok. Do not check my screen time. It's embarrassing. But I spend a lot of time on there. And you know what I see? A lot? Just people blatantly disregarding the current state of affairs that we're in right now. We are in a panny, a panorama, a pandemic, however you want to call it. We're in a situation that affects essentially the entire planet. And you would think some people would be considerate, some people would care about their fellow man and truly take this time to say, you know what, humanity comes first. I might not be vulnerable, but I know she has a grandmother that is. I know he has a dad that is. But no. We have a bunch of people right now that not only completely disregard any semblance of, sympathy towards their fellow human, their, other inhabitant of this earth. No. And not only that, but they have millions and millions of followers. And that's the part that irks me. We put these kids in power. We put these people in power. And yes, I can say kids because I will be 18 in around 10 days. So I can say kids. We put these kids in power. We give them millions and millions of followers. And what do? They make an embarrassment of themselves by influencing, which is their job, to influence. They influence the younger generation to completely disregard the rules just because it doesn't necessarily affect them personally. This is a situation we've never been in before, and just to have, I'll say it outright, when we're talking about the most prominent stars of today, we're talking about not necessarily celebrities. I'll disregard that at the moment because they're a little bit older than us, most of them. But we're talking about these influencers. We're talking about TikTok stars. We're talking about the Hype House, Charlie, Dixie, etc. It's just embarrassing because you might say, Allie, you want to be an influencer, but you're coming after all these big names. I'm not necessarily coming after them. I'm just saying, why are you not using your platform for good? You've been blessed with this insanely huge platform. You have more followers than there are people in some countries. You're essentially ruling the world at this point. And that's an exaggeration. But you have this insane amount of influence, and you're using it for bad. And I know these influencers are going to come on in a week after they get home from their Bahama vacation or whatever they're doing and say, oh, I'm only 16, I'm only 15, this is a huge platform. I can't be expected to live up to these standards, and I completely understand that. But that's the thing. If you see yourself growing on a platform or social media and you're not comfortable with that, just log off. Just delete your account. You could have stopped this before it got to this far. But there is a part of you that wanted the fame, that wanted the accolades, that wanted all of this. And you were not necessarily, or maybe you were prepared. You weren't prepared to deal with the repercussions for your actions that you would not have faced if you were still a smaller account. If you were still a normal kid from Massachusetts or wherever you guys come from, you would not be facing these same repercussions because you wouldn't have a platform. Your videos would just fly under the radar. You're only upset because you got caught. And that's the thing. There's an insane amount of privilege that these individuals have. They get to go to second, third world countries and vacation there just because they don't like the way our country is right now. Our country is the way it is right now because of people like you, privileged people who don't want to just suck it up, wear a mask, and get this whole thing over with. And it's highly embarrassing, and it just boils my blood. So I have to talk to a camera for 20 minutes just to stop me from thinking of it. Anyways, I'm not necessarily a fan of cancel culture. But I am a fan of people being held accountable for their actions. No one should be sent death threats for accidents or mistakes because we're all works in progress. No one is a finished art piece. We're all unfinished. And I make mistakes all the time. We all do. We're human. So I'm not going to chastise anybody for things that they can't necessarily control. But what you can control is not going on vacation in the middle of a pandemic as a new strain is going around that's even worse than before and spreads faster than before. Cases are rising. An American dies every 33 seconds of COVID. And you choose to go to another country. Not only that, flying around in the airways, possibly spreading it. You say you've been tested, but how many times? How frequently? Also, you can get it right after you were tested, so it doesn't really matter at all. That's the thing, and it's so upsetting. Because I know a lot of kids look up to these people, and they're seeing, oh, she's doing it, it's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. People are dying, and it's just highly upsetting. It really is. And also, the fact that some people still don't believe this virus exists. People don't believe this virus exists. How many people is it going to take to die for people to admit this is a real thing? Anyways, yes, I am calling out the Hype House. Yes, I'm calling out Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. Because this needs to be addressed. I don't want to see you guys cry on live. And I know you're probably not going to see this, but if you do, hi. I can already make that assumption that you're going to come back from your trip and start crying on live. Don't do that. Just take accountability for your actions. Come back, stay indoors, social distance. Like you said at the beginning of the pandemic, you put out several videos, several things out to your audience saying to stay indoors, social distance, and don't see any people. Keep that same energy because you switched it up as it's gotten worse. It was better at that beginning when you put out those messages. It's progressively gotten worse. And now you're going back on that. So keep that same energy. And, you guys are content creators. You can create content without partying and hanging out with 15 different people every single day. You guys are incredibly blessed to have this job that allows you to create content by yourselves and in your own home. You're going to rake in the views no matter what. You're going to rake in the likes and the sponsorships no matter what. So the least you could do, especially because you guys now live in LA, the least you could do is stop the spread because you guys are inadvertently a part of it. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. So yeah, that was just my message today. There's so many other topics that I want to talk about when it comes to influencers, but I'll just talk about COVID today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and please subscribe. Help out a smaller YouTuber because I promise to never use my platform in any way, shape, or form to lead people in the wrong direction and cause more damage than I do helping make the world better and helping stop all this pain that this virus is causing. So subscribe for common sense and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.